Hello. You look tired, my friend. Please, take a seat. Not a fan of sitting? I don't blame you. It's nicer to have a bird's eye view of the table, to watch the tokens dance across the velvet top, to take a peek at the player's cards, and so on. It's engrossing. Well, perhaps you'd like a drink. You look parched. I'm afraid I don't have any glasses to accompany the bottle, but a wastelander like you should need one, yes? After all, in the game of survival, who has the time to look for a cup? They've all been stolen anyhow. It's all yours, my friend. No strings attached. I promise. See? I'm an honest man. I've kept that bottle cold ever since this casino went bankrupt. Ironic, I know. We had some, issues with a certain gang. Always draining us dry. Why, this table was once theirs. Always playing a new card game each night. That is until the bankruptcy. And the virus. This place, the good old cart and die, was long abandoned before the outbreak. I still remember the night the city was evacuated. There were tears, there was fire, and there were screams. Deafening screams. Meanwhile who am I? Ah, of course, introductions. I am Mr. Black. And who might you be? Right. I suppose you don't have to tell me, no. We'll go back to being strangers soon enough, either way. Where am I? I'm right here, don't you see? Yes, on the radio. But I'm over there as well, within the slot machines. I'm also up above, in the wires. I'm everywhere, both here and there. You're mistaken. There's no life for miles. No man nor animal. It's just me, and, well, you, my friend. We're the only things that talk around these parts. And if you're worried about bandits, know that the only ones around here have just one arm. You look confused. What do you not understand? No. No, I'm not really here, so you say. I don't have a body. At least, not like you. The establishment is my body. The casino. I used to be like you, though. That is, again, until the virus. You can call me a liar all you'd like, but I know my truth. Perhaps you'd like to talk to me face to face. Ease your nerves a little. Please, look towards the screen above the bar. I'll meet you there. Is this what you wanted? To put a face to a voice? Again, my friend, I'm not here in the same way you are. This is all that remains of me. Just wires and AI. Still refusing to believe me? I thought so. It might be best that I explain myself then. Along with what happened the night of the city. Because you're not from these parts, are you? You don't know what happened here during the evacuations. As I suspected. Alright then, allow me to explain. If you would be kind enough to listen, that is. It was 11 o'clock in the morning, February 14th, when every TV and radio across the city cut to the news channel. The channel announced an immediate emergency evacuation, saying that scientists had discovered the common fainting flu had evolved into something beyond our comprehension. You're right. Everybody knows about the St. Valentine's virus, of course. Still, allow me to continue. As you know, people were no longer fainting. They were dropping dead. The flu had evolved into a killing machine, murdering thousands at a time. And the city went into a frenzy. Parents dragged their children into cars, some began to scream words of reckoning and punishment, and others simply ran. It was a city-spread mania. While the chaos outside unfolded, I was here, in the casino. I watched the people outside drop like flies as the virus did its work, and that's when I began to realize how futile escape had become. If I took one step outside, I would drop like the others. There was no way around it. Also, this was a city. The population was far too dense to avoid disease and or illness. So, I decided to quarantine myself. I locked the doors, as well as the windows, and stayed put, choosing ignorance over compassion when those poor souls came knocking on my door for sanctuary. Although, I knew the virus would hunt me down eventually. So I decided to turn towards more drastic measures. With what I remembered from my time at university, I was able to hook myself up to the wires within this building, and well, the rest is history. My body is gone, my friend. Looted, beaten, and rotten. I am what remains. I know what you're thinking. Since I have no body, then that means I can't stop you from looting. You don't have to deny it. I'm not judging. Plus, your poker face is terrible. Listen, if you want to loot the place, then go ahead. I can't stop you. But just know that you'd be stealing from a man who means you no harm. Would you take advantage of a man like that? To say I'm hardly a man is quite the insult. I may be a mere machine now, but that doesn't mean I don't hold the essence of a living man within me. After all, there's a reason why I'm able to think so intricately. Simple AI can't do what I do. I suggest you consider my words carefully before conjuring another insult. The bottle? Fine. Go ahead. Only take what you need, Wastelander. Don't give in to greed. How did you survive? Yes, the virus. How are you alive after such a brutal extermination? I gave you my story. Now I believe you owe me yours. You look tense. Are you not allowed to tell me? You're immune? Well, that's awfully lucky. I imagine you're grateful for such a blessing, though you still seem tense. It's not. How so? Lonely, you say? Yes. I suppose you're right. From what I hear, there aren't many of you left. Such a shame. But I feel there's more to it than you're telling me. I assume you have a bounty on your head due to your immunity. Am I correct? I thought so. Why don't you team up with some others? That way you wouldn't be too lonely. It might even grant you some extra protection against those bounty hunters. Ah, right. You can't trust anyone. That makes sense. Though, I hear there are gangs and groups of whatnots who create neutral ground for those deserving. Kind of like a you help me and they help you mode of conduct. Haven't you considered joining one? Right, right. You can't trust anyone. I understand. Although, it's not just that, is it? Your furrowed brow tells me otherwise. Once again, your poker face is weak. You wouldn't have lasted a day here, back before all this. You'd go broke in a heartbeat. Come, tell me what's on your mind. Like you said, I'm hardly a man, so that must mean you can trust me, yes? I'm not a wastelander like you, or the others. I'm right, aren't I? Tell me, why won't you join an established group? It seems counterintuitive. I see. So you got yourself in trouble with a gang leader. Because of this, you're now in deep water with the other groups. Is that right? How unfortunate. What was the leader's name? I don't mean to pry. I only ask because they might have wandered through this city at some point. They might have even entered my casino. I just want to put a name to a face, that's it. But you don't have to tell me if you don't want to. Jagged Jan. Is that so? Yes. Yes, I know her. She. Do you remember what I said about the casino? About how a gang drained us dry? Well, that Melanie was the ringleader of the same gang. Although, back then we all called her Jagged Jan because of her sharp personality. She forced me in between a rock and a hard place, always asking for more and more money. Money that I didn't have. She was also the one who gave me this scar on my face. Her lackeys held me down on the blackjack table while she cocked her gun and took the shot. The bullet went straight through my cheek, leaving half of my face warped and numb. She isn't a person you want to get in trouble with, my friend. Quite frankly, you don't want to be on her good side either. Both sides of the coin are dangerous. You'd be gambling your life either way. She shot me because I failed to give her the money she wanted. It doesn't matter how much. All you need to know is that it was too much. She was greedy, and I imagine she still is. But how did she survive the outbreak? No, it's nothing. I'm just thinking, that's all. Have you found what you're looking for? After all, I doubt you came here to chat. You can collect your bottles and be on your way. Don't let me keep you. You have a question for me? Well, go ahead. Ask. Revenge? On who? Jagged Jan? That would be unrealistic. Wishful thinking at best. Although... No. I can't. Not like this, anyhow. I'm sure the virus will find her eventually. It's only a matter of time. Yes, I'm sure. No matter what happens, at least I'll survive. Since, from what I know, viruses cannot infect machines. Also, messing with a casino can only end badly, as we all know that the house always wins. It's the household rule. She'll get what's coming to her. I'm sure of it. Right then, I assume you want to leave now? Again, don't let me keep you. You have a lot to do, Wastelander. Don't waste your time on an old relic like me. If you wish to come back and visit, just know that I'll be here waiting. And if you want to collect some more bottles, or if you desire a favor, remember that you can always bet on Black. Or, well, Mr. Black. Yes, I'll be right here. I'm not budging. Happy travels, my friend. Until we meet again.